Why, hello there. I'm going to show you some very basic formulas that you can use in Excel. They're quite helpful, okay? We're going to just barely scratch the surface because there is so much you can do with this. But for now, let's just assume that you sell products on eBay or Amazon or Shein. I don't care. You got a business you got to run, okay? Well, look at this list I have laid out in front of me. I got my products here, the cost for my factory, the cost it takes them to ship it, eBay's fee, which is 17%. It is for us anyway. We sell women's clothing, really, not fruits, but regardless, we have everything laid out here that makes sense for our business model. And I'm going to explain this right now and how we came to this. Now watch the magic. Okay? Over here is the profit. This is what we make per item sold, right? Let's say I want to sell an apple for $22.99. Now the profit turns into that. How did that happen? How does this thing move around like that? Very simple. Formulas. All laid out here. I'm going to explain this. So the first thing you need to do is set up everything, again, that makes sense for your business model, okay? This could differ depending on the scale of your business, what you're doing, or if you're simply just logging RPG records for your video game playing. Anywho, I'm going to go over here I'm going to actually zero everything out except for the eBay fee. Okay, I'm going to make this make sense for you. So what's going on here is we're using a formula that you can start by typing in equals sum, okay? Now equals sum will open up this table of formulas. I'm not going to go through all of these today. I'm just going to focus on the equal sum. And if you look at all these, it should explain what they're doing, but the window isn't popping open, right? So this one here is simple. Equal sum just adds all the numbers in a range of cells. Very simple. So I would hit equal sum, and then I would put a parenthesis, right? And let's say I want to take cell C3, see up here, and I want to multiply that by, say, cell B3. I would type it in as such, okay? The multiplication symbol is Shift 8, otherwise known as the asterisk, but in this case multiplication. Okay, and the parenthesis, close it off. 48, right? We all know 6 times 8 is 48. Now if I go and change this number, 6 times 2, this will change to 12. So you can see where this is going. You can see how this works, right? Now if I hit F2 over the cell or just double click it, you'll see that this formula is there, right? So, to copy that is really the copy of the formula. By copying it down, I just did C4 times B4, right? 5 times 7 is 35, or, see what I mean? You can also you could click this little green square down here and drag it down. The formula will follow. See, I put 3 times 3 here, it went to 9. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's make sense of what we have laid out in front of us right now. Okay? So over here, for actually eBay's fee, right? In this column, I put equal sum, parenthesis, H2 times D2, the H being the retail box, times the percentage taken, and it's going to spit that number out right here. So eBay fee, like I said, for us is 17%. Whatever. Let's say it's 20%. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put $19.99, right? And it spits this number out, right? Now, in case you don't believe that, I'm going to take $19.99 times 20%. There you go. 3.998, 3.998. Anyway, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to go back to 17. How you would set this up is you would just type in equal sum, parentheses, the formula, which could vary based on whichever cell or bracket or column you're working in. But anyway, let's carry on. I'm getting a little repetitive here. I just want to make sure you understand what we're doing here, okay? Now, this is the moneymaker, right? The profit is what matters to you and your company. You need to know, what are we making off of this product, okay? So I'm going to zero this out. I'm going to show you from the top. So My factory gives me apples for $5. It costs them $10 to drop ship it to a customer. Okay, we're not employing marketing for this particular item. We're going to sell it for, let's say, $19.99. Am I making a profit? I'm making $1.59, right? Or maybe that's not enough for me. $24.99. Or no, the factory just called. Apples are now $8 and the shipping is $12. Ruining my life. So now I got to sell them for $26.99. Order of operations here. Okay. What I've done is I've typed equal. Okay, you don't always necessarily have to type equal sum. In this particular case, I've typed equal. Okay. And actually, I'm just going to do the whole thing from scratch. Let me make sure I got it right. HFECB. Okay. What really matters is that you're starting with your retail price, right? Especially if we're going to do subtraction. So equal H2. As far as I know, all of the formulas in Excel have to start with an equal sign, which will trigger the formula. And in this case, it's going to be H2, because that's where I have it. I have it in column H, row 2, cell right here. Okay, if you had it in H3 or J3 or JJ3, you would type it in as such, right? JJ3, right? Anyway, H3, 2, minus, now we're going to deduct the eBay fee. 17% of $26.99 is 4.5883 minus E2 minus the shipping cost from my factory, right? Oops, C2 minus B2, or B2 minus C2, right? It doesn't matter. It's all going to spit out the same. And that is going to give you the profit, the final result of the equation. Still don't believe me? $26.99 for the apple, minus the 4.5883, minus the factory cost, minus the shipping fee. There you go, 24017, right? Now this one has a little more in it. As you can see, I also include minus E3, because that's the marketing column. So I'm going to actually move this up. So now it adopted the formula down here, right? It's got E2 in it. Okay, let's say we're not really getting this item out there. Nobody's looking for apples. We need to implement marketing. Okay, now eBay will take a cut of your overall retail cost. So for example, if I want to go, say 10%, that's going to give me $26.99, because that's 10% of $26.99, right? That's killing the profit. Let's try 5%. Okay, I make just over $1, and now eBay is going to promote my object or my product that much more. Okay, and I'm still making profit. So this is a pretty handy thing to have, right? Bananas. I'm making bank on bananas, right? I'm going bananas over here. Cherries. I'm gonna have to up the price. But look at this convenient Excel sheet you can work with now for your business. Let's say you got a new product. Piece of cake. Copy this down here. Okay, now you're selling dingleberries, right? The factory charges you $1,000 for these. $50 to ship. Okay, you're gonna put $1 million. And when that one person buys, look at this big profit you have. Awesome, right? Same formula. H5 minus F5 minus E5. Just kind of look at that. You'll see what's going on here. You're pulling the old orders of operations on all of these columns. So now that you have an understanding of this, you could change this formula up if you want. If it made sense for your business. This is a little ridiculous what I'm doing here, but there you go. You got multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And it all starts with equal, okay? Now I'm going to learn something here too. I wonder if H5 minus H2. So you could also put equal sum H5 minus H2. That's your result. Or equal H5 minus H2. Enter. Same formula, different pathway. Okay, so I guess there's two ways to at least do the arithmetic stuff. I'm not entirely an expert with this. I'm still learning myself, but what I can do is help you produce this neat little profit sheet, right? Now I'm going to show you another trick you can do with this very basic formula, okay? Check this out. So we sell this maxi skirt, right? And our factory gave us this info. But this is all in centimeters. We're selling in America here, okay? We do the imperial system, and we need to convert all of this to inches, alright? The metric system just isn't going to work here today. So, we need to convert centimeters into inches. So I'm going to move over here, right? We already got it open. According to this, to convert centimeters into inches, you need to divide the length value by 2.54. And we're going to do just that, right? So I'm going to come over here, equals sum, parenthesis, in this case, B3, divided by 2.54. Close that out. So this is the number I get, right? Let's test it out. Beautiful. 99 centimeters is 38.9764 inches. Okay, whatever. Rounding up, rounding down, I don't know. I'll show you again. B3, in this case, 99, starting here, divided by 2.54. Bam! Now, you want to copy all this, right? So this is 8 cells out, or a row of 8 across. Grab the screen square, drag it down 3, drag it out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then boom. Okay, I guess you can only drag it one way at a time. Now you can drag it down. Okay, now watch this. If I change this value, 10, see, it changes the value over here. Something tells me 10 centimeters is 3.93 inches. Boom. See that? All the formula is here, and it converts for you. See, now it's I3 divided by 2.54. So you see where I'm going with this. Now, this is just half the battle. You need to get all of this over here. If you copy it like this is going to happen. Here's why. Because you're actually copying these formulas over here, and when you do that, it's like formulaception, and everything just explodes. So what you really need to do, there's a couple methods here. You could select all of this, open up Notepad, paste it in there, copy it in, and then just dump it here, right? Now the formulas are gone. So you could just take all that, boom, and you can see the formula shifted. So you could actually get rid of this now and get rid of that. It's still not enough though. Okay, you want to round this down. This is just too much data for you, right? So normally what you could do is just come in here, backspace till it goes away. Just keep doing that, right? But I think there's a better way. Actually, not too sure. Well, there is a way to right click, and I think there's a way to get this all laid out horizontally, but just for now, there is one method. You could just select this row, hit Alt-AE. This is going to open up, and you could just put the line here, finish, and see it's going to get rid of it for you. And there you go. I'm actually not too pro with this particular method, so I'll leave that to you. But either way, we're already leaps and bounds ahead of the archaic dark ages where we were doing all these formulas one by one or converting from here directly, right? And just to prove that it worked, this is an inch now, so I'm going to take this random one down here, 28.34. Okay. I'm going to prove it by going like this, equals sum. So let's reverse this. I think the formula was 2.54. To get centimeters to inches, you divide the length. So to get inches to centimeters, you would go B2 times. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Oh, sorry guys, it's B3. There you go. Now I put this in here. Bam. That's just for a bit of clarity. so you know that this is working. But you know, it's Excel, so it's going to work. So anyway, there you have it. That's just some basic tips and tricks you can do with very basic formulas in Excel. You can read up more about it. I'm sure Microsoft has a whole manual for this. I'm sure Excel comes with a manual. I'm just showing you what I do for my particular line of work on the daily. And if you found this helpful, that's great. I'm just going to run through it one more time. Okay, I want to know what the profit is for my business, so it's zero everything out. The eBay fee is already set up in advance. Okay, equals sum. You can just read it right there, right? And if you need to change it, so be it. Now it's 4%. Or, excuse me, 40%. Okay, take the marketing off. As you can see, I've got the formula set up for marketing. It's going to be, again, it's all going to harken back to the retail price. So H3 times G3. So I got to put 12 in there. It's going to spit that number out. Most importantly, I've got the big one here to give me my profit. Retail minus eBay marketing minus the eBay fee minus the shipping fee minus the factory cost. And the eBay fee, the eBay marketing is already set into motion. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put $16.99. They charge this, the shipping is that, doesn't matter. Boom, there's your profit. I think you get the idea here. I don't really need to keep running through this. So if there are any questions, let me know down below. Like I said, I'm still learning a lot about Excel, but for right now, in this particular point in our timeline, this is what I do know. I hope you found something helpful here. Okay, bye.